am Maddie Sanderson and welcome back to my channel. I am so elated that I'm finally getting back into creating some more content and getting to connect with all of you guys. June was a crazy month. In case you missed it, I had to actually do a story on my Instagram. I was just basically saying, like, we had so much stuff going on and it was one thing after another that really just started hindering my mental wellness, my physical wellness, and definitely my spiritual wellness. And so at that point it was, you know, time for me to just take a step back and figure out that my priorities, while I love BookTube and while I love doing these videos and getting to talk with all of you guys and getting to know you guys, this is not my number one priority when it comes to my life in general. So I knew that in order to be able to sustain myself throughout the rest of June, I needed to just take a pause. I needed to read the books that I wanted to read, spend time with my kiddo, spend time with my husband. We needed to work on the boat. We needed to work on our house that we have closing soon. And then just all this crazy stuff, you know? So I took time off. So I have not made many videos, if any. I think I did one. That's not the best. But all that aside, I am so happy to finally be back for July, and today is our Bookcore day, which I'm very excited about, of course, because I spent a lot of time working on my Bookcore game. And if you don't know anything about that, there will be a card up top that you can click and it will take you to the rules and how I have designed this game for picking out my TBRs every month. I do 5 rolls, and so I am ready to get into this, but I do need to say that by we I mean me and my personalities, decided that whenever I don't finish a book that is on the TBR from the game, then I lose a point. It is not that I don't gain a point at all, it's that I also lose a point, which points are what are then turned into dollar amounts for books. At least I think that's what we're going for right now. I might change my mind, but I think that's what we're going to stick with. I'm not 100% sure, so don't hold me to that just yet. The more I play this, the more I'll learn what I actually really want from the game. So all that said, if I do read a book that is a physical copy of my own, I will also gain a point. So, you know, I might be cheating, but it's my game, so I can do that if I want. The total was 6 books last month that I needed to read from the TBR game, and that is because I rolled the same number again, which always adds a roll onto the game. And so out of the 6 books, I read 3 of them, and then I did not read 3 of them. One of them I started, I just didn't read, so it doesn't count. And that was, I did read The Last Thing He Told Me, The Woman in the Library, and The House on Foster Hill, but I did not read Gone with the Wind, Golden Girl, or Emma. I was just not in the headspace to read those 3 books last month. So I read the things that I wanted to read and the things that I was drawn towards, and then some of the things I also finally got my Libby audio from Libby. And so went ahead and listened to those since I was on wait for those for quite some time. So I did still gain 5 points because the books that I did for the game, technically I got 0 points for because I read 3 but then didn't read 3, so I lost 3 points. So got, you know, neutral. But I did read these 5 books that are my own books. I did read Spy School, The First Veronica Speedwell, Starsight, The 10,000 Doors of January, and Making Babies, which that is a, that's not like a fun book. It's just about fertility and stuff like that. But that thing was a monstrous book, and so that took me some time to actually read. It literally took me all month, but I took it in pieces, and so I will be talking about that in a different video. But all that to say, I have 5 points. So with that, you will see it in my corner in the game setup, and sorry, the game setup is just what I'm able to make of it right now. We are working on something different, but I can't tell you anything about that because it will be coming in an announcement video later on this month. So for now, just ignore the fact that you see little white feet holding up my camera. It's the best I could do to get the best angle for this game, and I hope that you're able to actually see what is going on. If not, sorry. And I did get a cute little, instead of using my little butterfly, because I also need to state that I lost my butterfly and my my dice, because Piper took them. So I learned, get a big pack of die and hide them. So I ended up using, I had this cute little pin that is from Harry Potter, and it has a rat on it, and it says make this stupid fat rat yellow. So I'm using that instead as my little placeholder. So we're gonna pick up where we left off on the last game. Naturally, the very first thing I'm going to roll is a brown, and brown is a punishment. So that is from my punishment wheel. So let me pull that up. So as you can see, I have my punishment wheel. I'm going to spin. Piper picks, again, I got this last month. Guys, Piper picks the worst books. She picked Golden Girl, which is also probably why I didn't read it. So let me go get her. Case. Well, that's not my only bookcase. I have more bookcases. That's why I said you can pick from any of these books, or I have the bookcase in the back of the boat. I have a big stack of books that's in the bedroom.
Mommy, I think I just squeezed in the bed.
What do you mean?
Squeezed in the bed once I got on the pillow, and I made a bridge there, and I got squeezed.
As long as you didn't make a mess in the bed.
I didn't.
Oh, okay. Well, good. So, are you going to help Mommy pick out a book?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
These books are already stacked.
Yeah? So is that the book that you like the most?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Show everybody the book. Good job. Say bye.
Bye.
Okay, so as you guys saw, Piper picked out Mad Honey. This is one that I've also been wanting to read for a while. I've been told that it is a bit hard to read. I'm not sure if I will end up finishing it or not, because I've definitely had several friends who said that they DNF'd it. So we will see. But this is what Piper chose. And I have learned that I could be sneaky with this, because Piper always picks the books that are laying down. So if I pick books that I'm more drawn to, that'd be cheating, but I could still do it. So anyways, Mad Honey is what we're going to be doing. Piper would like to do a little video for you guys, so make sure that you stay tuned to the end, because she's going to show you what books she will be reading this month for you guys as well. So back to the game, and let's see what I get. Okay, this one's fun. I got a mood read. So the darker pink means mood read, because that's one of my favorite colors, and so I figured let's make it a mood read. And so I'm trying to think of what I'm really feeling. Of course, there's like, I want mystery, I love historical fiction. I actually have a book in mind that I'm really interested in that I have, so let me grab that one. So I actually was going to grab a different book, but then as I was viewing all of my books on my bookshelf, I actually was drawn to this book, which if you guys have watched some of my other videos, you probably are not going to be shocked by this whatsoever. So I actually picked up Bridge of Clay. This book is by Marcus, and he is the same author of The Book Thief, which has turned out to be one of my absolute favorite books ever. And it is one that I think about almost daily, and it just keeps playing in my mind. And I kept saying how much I really wanted to read this book, but I really knew that I needed to be in a good headspace for it, because the last book, as amazing as it was, the last 10 pages absolutely ripped me apart in the best way possible. but it did. And so I was nervous to pick this one up if I wasn't ready to possibly bawl my eyes out and possibly have my heart on the floor. But I'm ready because I think that this is going to be a beautiful story. It is actually following a family, and it is following 5 brothers, and then it kind of is interweaving the story of their past, present, and their future, which I think is going to be wonderful. It is written very similarly to his last book, The Book Thief, and I liked that style, but this is written from a more grown-up perspective, and so I'm really excited to see how he handles that and just what this family is going to be all about. So let's get this one on the list. And then, of course, I land on another punishment. Like, it's as if this month is saying, hey, you had a rough time last month, let's make it worse. So, okay, we are going to have to get my punishment wheel and see what I get. And if it's another Piper pick, I'm not doing it. I will just choose it. I will make it go again until I get a different punishment. Okay, a book I hated in high school. Oh no. All right, let me grab it. I am not excited about this one, even though I keep saying I really need to reread it because I hated it so much in high school, but I think it was also just the pressure of having to read this and write essays, and it was for an AP Lit class, and I just didn't love it. So we are going to try Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. I do love works by the Bronte sisters, but not Wuthering Heights. I just didn't get it. So let's reread this as a 33-year-old lady and see if maybe I understand what's actually going on and see if maybe it will become a favorite like so many others. I have very low hopes for that. All right, I had another mood, which is kind of wonderful, but those also tend to bite me in the butt sometimes because while I'm in the mood for it right now, I might not be later. So whatever. I decided I was going to go with another classic author, Brandon Sanderson, and we're going to do The Frugal Wizard's Handbook for Surviving Medieval England. I have been wanting to read this one for a hot minute now. Cody's already read it and keeps raving about it, and I am definitely in my wanting to read about wizards book. I blame Wizard for Hire for that, and so I figured let's read this one. Why not? It's gonna be fun. I love everything Brandon Sanderson does, and I think it'd be a good time. Because I rolled the same number again, I have to add another roll. So I'll have 6 books as of right now. All right, we landed on genre. So that is from my genre wheel, which is also on my phone. I don't really have another way of doing these things just yet. So I do have, you know, the same way of picking twice. Sorry, it just kind of is what it is. Yeah, so let's do the genre picker. So this will pick the genre, and then I will pick a book within that genre. So that's kind of like a mood read in a way, but like if this is going to choose one of the genres that I absolutely hate, well then, oh my goodness, there is like this massive turtle just hanging out right next to the boat, just watching. Oh, I love it. Oh, it has a baby with it. Oh, I love living on a boat. Okay, genre picker. Oh my goodness. These wheels. Last month, that's what it picked for me. It was also mystery. So, all right, let me go find a mystery. All right, so I decided that I was going to go back to a series that I started and absolutely fell in love with. It is definitely just a good feel-good book, and that book is The Tale of Holly Howe. And this is by Susan Wittig Albert. This is the Cottage Tales of Beatrix Potter series, and I absolutely loved the first one. It was very quirky, very cute. I like that you had the perspective of the people, you had the perspective of Beatrix Potter herself, but then you also had the perspective of the animals, which was really fun and a unique take. So that is why I want to go ahead and get into this, because it is just like a cozy mystery to me, and I get all the warm fuzzy feelings thinking about reading this one. So let's get back and see what the next roll is. All right, so we landed on blue, and blue is my handy dandy little jar. If you missed my video about these, I will also put a card up top, and it will be linked down below so you can see what these are. They are just these little miniature books of most of the books that I own, but not all of the books, because I have not done my couple recent hauls. I haven't made them because it is very time consuming and quite messy. But soon enough, I will make them, and if you guys would like a video of that, let me know and I will make a video, because I did not properly do it when I did this one. So let's dig in here, and hopefully this will be nicer than last time and not give me a big old chunk of a book like Gone with the Wind. I'm gonna try and like get it good and mixed up. It's hard because they're kind of big. And then all the turtles left. Let's dig like bottom in the middle. Okay, I got one. Okay. Hold on, it's not wanting to show up. And I actually happen to have that right here. The School for Good Mothers. I don't know anything about this book, but I kept seeing it places, and I really like the color because of course it's pink, and it's actually hard to find pink books unless you're really into romance books, which I'm not the most keen on romance books. I'm not opposed, just don't go out of my way to get them. But I am excited for this one, A Haunting and Unforgettable, and I'm in awe of Jessamine Chan's mind. So I don't know. It's got a lot of really good people recommending it. So, yeah. That's the next pick. Okay, so on top of all of these books, I also have the books that I will be reading for different book clubs, for Patreon, all that different things. So let's start with the Patreon reads. Our book club pick for this month is Beneath His Silence, so I will be reading this. I'm very excited about it because I love Hannah Linder. She is a wonderful author, and so I'm excited to finally read another one of her books. Our buddy read is Cytonic, which I do not own. Sadly, I own all the other books from this series, but not Cytonic. So I will be getting that one from the library. I'm also doing a buddy read with Amy Marie from Books with Amy Marie, and we are reading Manslaughter Park, and I love this series so much. We actually read Sense and Second Degree Murder as a buddy read last month and thoroughly enjoyed it, so I'm very excited to get into this one. And then a couple of books that I'm going to be reading for different book clubs. The Revive Christian Book Club that is put on by Keisha over at A Book Like You is doing Becoming Elizabeth Elliot, so I will be reading that one, which is one that I have had my eye on for a while, so I'm very excited to read that. And I kind of am wanting something that is actually historically based and is more of, you know, it's nonfiction, so I'm ready for that. So my sweet friend Hannah, if you guys don't know her, she's from the Teachers TBR. This is the first month of her first official month of her book club called Comfy Cozy. You need to join that if you love anything comfy cozy. She is like the perfect person to put this sort of book club on. I have loved being a part of it, and I can't wait to see what this month holds. So for the very first month of her book club, we are going to be doing the Secret Book and Scone Society. I have also had my eye on this one for a little bit, so I'm very excited to read this one. I do not own it, but I will be reading it this month, and I'm very ready for that. Now, I'm also in a group called the Libronauts, where we read more of science fiction kind of books, which is great because it is pushing me outside of my comfort zone. But last month I did not love the book. I will get into that in my next video, where I actually go over all the books that I read for the month. But this month they are reading The Last Murder at the End of the World. But I literally just read that because I told myself I'm going to read whatever is calling to me, and we happened to go to the library for an event, and I saw it, and I was like, that's what I'm reading. So I've already read it, but technically it's a July read. I'm also in a book club that is an online only one, and I am not participating in it this month because they are doing a book that I do not necessarily align with, and so I'm not going to be reading that. But my brother and I are going to continue our buddy read. And the book that he actually wanted to do is The Boys in the Boat, which is funny because he texted me about this, and I was like, all right, well, I'm not gonna lie, technically I'm on a buying ban, but I did buy this book at the library, as you can tell, because it was $1. And I've been wanting to read this book. So it was funny that he actually wants to read this. So now my entire family will be reading this next month, and I cannot wait. I do have a little bit of an announcement. It is still something that is kind of in the works, but I wanted to go ahead and let you guys know. I have had several different people who have asked to do buddy reads, and that have talked, we've had discussions about the books that I was currently reading in a month because they saw this video and they wanted to read along with me. So I decided that actually what I want to do is I have created a Discord channel that is specifically for my channel. It is not something that is through Patreon. It is completely free. It will not have a ton of content and things on it, mainly because I do still want to keep Patreon as special as possible because they are paying to be there, and I want to give them the absolute world. So that will be reserved. But what I do have on there is I do have different channels for every single one of the books that I am reading in July. And if you are interested in reading any of these books along with me, join the Discord. That way we can have conversation there, and we can actually maybe learn more about these books as we read them or as we finish them, and maybe get a different perspective on them. But also that's going to be a place where I will be posting about my different sprints that I'm going to be doing, which I will also be introducing a brand new type of sprint. So wait for that announcement as well. We have a lot of different announcements coming this month, which is really exciting. I will be posting about those sprints. I will also be posting about fun reading challenges that I have planned for you guys. And then of course, I am going to be doing the Mystery and Mayhem again next year. So that will be the place for you to start getting more information about that as things are being created and as things are being finalized. And then that's also probably gonna be a place where you're gonna get a little bit of sneak peeks whenever it comes to that, because that is specific to my channel and not to my Patreons. So the link is down below. Join. I can't wait to talk to you guys and to get to know you all even better. That is a desire I have, is to get to know each and every one of you to the best of my ability. So that would be a place for us to be able to also chit chat and to just, talk about books. So thank you guys so much for being here. I cannot wait to show you guys the different announcements that I have down the road, and I'm excited for you guys to see these videos that I have for this next month. They are going to be wonderful. So until next time, thank you guys so much, and I will talk to y'all then. Bye guys.
Hi, this is me, Piper, and I wanted you to pick out a book. It's a new book. It's Unicorn! Has all of the people in there. Okay, here it is. I don't know what is this book. What is this book called?
Seeds and Trees.
Seeds and Trees. And I'm a little princess. And this is big snow, big snow. What is this called?
When God made you. When God made
you. That's what this book is.
The last one.
It's a new book. I called it Piglet the Bears. I should tell them a question. Everybody, I wanted to tell you a question. It's a bad medicine when I was coughing at bedtime. And I got it. It was broccoli. Get it?
It tasted like broccoli.
Get it, guys? Is that funny?
Alright, you need to tell them that you'll talk to them later.
I'll talk to you later.
Say bye.
Bye.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Like, comment, and subscribe.